Stacey Tushel here, and we're talking today about how to step into the leadership role, the leader that you want to become and that you can be proud of in times like these, right? You can definitely see who is handling this in a way that they can be proud of and maybe who isn't. And I want to make sure that everything you are doing, you can say, I've done my best, right? I've tried my best. I've been constantly thinking about my clients first, my team first, and I feel really good about the way that I handled things, okay? So I got a couple tips here that I want to share with you today that I want you to be thinking about as you are leading through this time, right? So first of all, the first thing I want you to understand is don't be swayed by your competitors doing something. And I will tell you, it's hard to not say this hasn't affected me, right? You hear, oh, they're doing this, or oh, they're doing that now. Should I be doing this? Or you get clients to say, well, your competitor, right? Like insert their name, they're just offering this. So what are you going to do? All of a sudden, you start to feel the pressure of, do I need to keep up with what they're doing? Now, here's the worst part is if you're somebody, and I know you are because you're watching this, you're somebody that's investing in themselves. You are surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you, faster than you, quicker than you, right? You're hearing these amazing ideas and you're understanding what it's going to take to get through this recession. But maybe your competitor, they're not. And they're making horrible business decisions. They're making detrimental decisions that you're looking at thinking they're not going to be here in 6 months. And trust me when I say I have watched some decisions being made and I'm thinking that is going to kill them. Like that is going to be devastating. I hope they have 6 months worth of savings sitting aside because this is going to really, really hurt them, right? So understand that just because your competitor starts to offer something, do something, maybe your industry, not even just one competitor, you're saying, Stacey, this entire industry has started doing this. How can I not, right? How can I not? Here is where I need you to be standing out like never before, right? You need to, again, ask yourself, what can you provide? What is best for your business right now? And really stand firm in what it is you're doing because you are saying to yourself and you believe we are doing the best we can, right? Okay, number two, I want you to be, when you're in communication with people, I want you to be calm, but I don't want you in the freak out mode, right? But I do want you to be honest. I want you to be vulnerable, but I want you to be confident, right? There is a happy medium with how we are talking to our clients, to our team members, contractors, everybody, right? So I want you to have that happy medium. And I read this phrase in an article about being an optimistic, a realistic optimistic. And I actually kind of love that phrase right now because you don't want to be so optimistic that people are thinking she's nuts. This is never going to go this way. Or if you're acting like we're going to be open in a week and you're thinking, well, we have to be staying at home until April 30th. So that's clearly not happening, right? So you've got to be realistic, but at the same time optimistic because if your clients and your team, if they don't believe you, then what are you doing all of this for, right? If you don't get them on to whatever the Kool-Aid is you're drinking, right? This is not going to work. You have to sell the vision to your clients, to your team members, so they understand what it is we're trying to strive towards, right? What it is we're heading towards. If you are so unrealistic, too optimistic, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a disconnect. If you are so pessimistic, they're going to be thinking, we've got to jump ship. They're not going to make it. Let's go someplace else. So there's a fine line with your communication, okay? And then I want you to be okay with jumping faster than you normally have. So when I say now is the time to innovate, for some of you, innovation has been something that you've taken slowly. Like you have projects that are months out and you've got your nice and orderly 90-day plan. But we are in a world right now where your 90-day plan will be so outdated in 2 weeks that you can't be thinking that long term for implementing. If you are creating something to launch in June or July, you are waiting way too long, okay? So I need you to be thinking about what you can be doing today, tomorrow, this week, this real time, all right? So knowing that you're going to be the first to be innovating and really standing up as a leader, right? And I'll give you an example too. This past weekend, we did some really cool stuff with our community. We had over 400 of our students come through an Easter Bunny drive-through. It was this little free event where the Easter Bunny handed them like a little goodie bag. Our staff was there. We did a little teacher parade as they drove through. It was incredible. It was honestly one of my highlights of working at the studio. It was so much fun, you guys. And then after that, we did a Easter Bunny parade where we drove through 10 different subdivisions in 2 different cities where our studios are located. It was so much fun. We announced that 2 weeks or maybe a week and a half out. I cannot believe that nobody thought to copy me. Like, to me, I thought, let's just be the first to get it out there, but everybody else is going to do this, right? Like, this is too good of an idea for people not to copy. No one copied me. Like, it was crazy. So, and first of all, you guys, we had CBS came and recorded it. ABC came, Spectrum Cable. Like, not only did we do this incredible thing where our customers loved it, I was tearing up. Like, it was literally such a rewarding experience for us. And then we were getting social media all over the place of people that had never heard of us before, but we drove through their subdivision. They're taking our photo. They're getting our logo in with the bunny. They're spreading it all over. We're getting 3 different news outlets to shout it out, share, right? Like, that was innovation. That was us moving quickly, moving fast. If you cannot keep up in this innovative time, you will not survive. You have to move quickly, all right? I promise you, it's going to make a big difference. Now, I will say, as you move quickly, there will naturally be mistakes. And I know that's what you're afraid of. I know the reason you're not moving quickly is because you don't want to make a mistake. But it's how you handle the mistake, how you handle the flop of that offer you put out that you thought was going to be the thing that saved your business and nobody took you up on it, right? It's okay. You won't know unless you try. So make sure that you are absolutely sharing, or at least trying, and then learning from those lessons of what worked and what didn't, okay? In our foot traffic formula program, you guys, we are constantly asking people, what are you doing? How is this working? And then we're taking it and tweaking it for our own, right? Everything you hear, we're not saying go copy this and do it to a T. We're saying, how does this work in your market, in your niche, in your industry, right? Like, what can you be doing? You've got to stay innovative, but you've got to stay creative when you're hearing these great ideas, okay? So be watching nationwide news and not all the time, but for things like this. When, like, one of the ideas that we got was from Cara, who said these teacher parades are happening all over the place. Like, people are doing this. We're like, let's do the Easter Bunny, right? So because we're able to rip off nationwide certain industries, we're able to be like, how does this work for us? How does this work for our market? Okay. Speaking of Cara coming up with that idea and sharing that with us, same thing, like Claire was the one that thought of we're doing a 2-day virtual event. It's basically like our live event that we host every single year, but we're doing it online virtually for our members only for foot traffic. Claire came up with that idea, okay? We're doing a lot of brainstorming sessions, and if people are coming up with those ideas, we're going like, let's take it and run with it. Julie is the one on our team that got CBS and ABC to show up, okay? Why I'm sharing this is be okay and let your ego drop right now, because we don't have time for you to hold on to your ego and have every amazing idea be your own. You have to make sure that you are shining a light on the people on your team that are stepping up, coming to you with great ideas, showing up to help, showing up to support, and shining a light on them, and also in front of other staff members. You want people to see like, wow, that's so cool that Stacey took her idea and they did this, right? That she gave her credit for it. So I want you to continue to shine a light on others in your organization or your clients. We are getting a lot of ideas from our clients, right? People who are giving us suggestions and letting us know like, hey, well, what about this? Or have you thought about that, right? All of these things, you guys, I want you to make sure you know that you are letting your people know they are heard, right? You are listening, and you will absolutely be talking about this with your team. So when our clients give us suggestions, some are amazing, some are going to put us out of business. Yes, you want us to give everything away for free, but continue to show up and pay our people and do everything we've been doing. That can't happen. We will not be here, unfortunately. I do not have $1 million in my bank account, but thank you for that amazing idea, right? They're trying to continue to give suggestions. I want you to make sure, though, that you let them know you've heard it, You're taking it in, and you are absolutely going to share this information with the rest of your team as you're brainstorming. Just make sure that you're not responding to them or being like, that's a horrible idea. It's never going to work. You're going to put us out of business. You don't need to be saying that, right? Take it, thank them, because they are trying to help, right? They may not understand how small business works and what we need to do to keep this money coming in, right? But they're trying to help. So take it with a grain of salt, let them know they've been heard, and then really share it with your people of, well, what could we do? Here's what they're expecting, but what is something realistically we could do that would maybe meet them in the middle, right? So it's really important. And a lot of the things that we are doing and implementing in both Foot Traffic and in my Performing Arts Academies are coming from our team and are coming from our clients. Now, it might not necessarily be exactly what they pitched, but it's like that sparked the idea for us to move forward and do something creative from it. So listen to people, you guys. Don't think this is your business. You have to do it on your own. In fact, I think that's the worst strategy right now, is to think that you're alone and you need to do this by yourself. Don't do it, okay? You don't know how to navigate this. You've never been in this. To think that you're going to be the only one that comes up with all these amazing ideas, it's just not going to happen, right? Let others help you. Okay, next, be compassionate. So this one is a little bit harder for me because I am somebody that moves very quickly. And if something flops, I'm just kind of like, well, bummer, next idea. But if your team or your clients are giving you suggestions, they might have a harder time realizing their big idea was a flop, right? Be compassionate and make sure that they know that you're just happy they're being creative and coming up with ideas. And you weren't expecting it to be the next big thing, right? But you're happy that they tried and you want them to keep trying, and that failure is a part of success, right? We are not going to come out with 10 ideas and have them all 10 be amazing and successful. It's just not realistic, right? You might put out 10 new ideas this week and one of them takes off, and you're lucky if that happens, right? So let your team know that this is normal and this is all a part of it. And don't just brush it off like maybe you do, because they might not be like that. That might have been a very devastating blow for them to come up with an idea and then it not work out, okay? Last, I want you to be constantly communicating with your people. So we talked about in the beginning, what types of communication should you be talking about, right? Being calm but confident, being vulnerable but making sure you're optimistic, right? Like there's this balance. But what I want to talk about is how often you should be communicating with your people. Now, somebody told me that their school sent 7 emails out that same day. Like, that's too much. Do not send out 7 emails in one day, right? That is overwhelming and no one's reading them. But make sure you are updating them often enough where you're not getting a million emails of what's going on next week or what's happening this time. Every time we give out a communication, we let them know the next time they should expect to hear something or what our next step is in this process. If we were planning on emailing out on Friday, we told everybody expect an email for us on Friday, but we were hoping, let's say the stimulus money would be here already, we'd have more updates or details. We're not just going to blow past Friday's email. We're still going to send out something, right? But it might not be the final update. We might give them a little update of what's happening, but expect an email from us again within the next few days, okay? I would rather have you over communicate than under communicate, right? How many people right now are not receiving communication from businesses that you're paying? They've got your credit card, they keep charging you, but they're not open. They're not taking their phone calls right now. They're not checking their email, but for some reason their auto pay still works and you're like, what is going on, right? I want you to be communicating with your people, open and honest, but calm, confident, right? Share the vision. What is to come? What are you planning? Maybe even share an ABC scenario, right? Let them know that you've got backup plan upon backup plan and you are here to help, okay? You guys, if you're loving these videos, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to continue to show up 11:30 a.m. Central every single day here. I'm a little delayed today because we had some technical difficulties, but I said I was going to be here and I wanted to come back here and do it anyway. And then you guys, make sure you're in our Foot Traffic Community Facebook group. It's a free group. Pop over there. If you are ready to go deeper and you want to be surrounded by an incredible group of small business owners who are thriving through this recession, coming up with ideas every day. We're together every single week sharing tips and strategies daily in our Facebook community, our paid members group, go to foottrafficprogram.com. It is our accountability and marketing program where we help coach you through this, especially when times are tough right now. So that is all happening, foottrafficprogram.com. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Remember, Wednesday, I'm popping in for a Q&A. So I'm doing recession Q&A. Ask me any questions, post any comments below. My team is going to be gathering up a ton of questions, and I'm going to be grabbing those and using those on Wednesday, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. I will catch you later. Have a great rest of your day, and happy Easter yesterday.